Welcome to our today's show, and today's show is a very special one because we have a very special person with a very special club. That is United Sports Club, one of India's biggest clubs, and still is one of the biggest Bengal club, which is still present at the moment. In the recent years, they have moved away from playing in the national division, but yet they have decided once again to come back into the movement. And meanwhile, they produced a lot of talent when they were not in the scene of playing in the I League or I League second division. They produced a lot of local talents in the recent years. But now they have decided they want to come back in the national football circuit. And we have their Mr. Mr. Arnab Bhomik with us today. At first, I would want to welcome Mr. Arnab Bhomik. So, Mr. Arnab Bhomik, कैसे हैं आप? And it's a big pleasure to have you in our show today.
थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी हियर. मुझे भी अच्छा लग रहा है ऐसे एक फुटबॉल रिलेटेड शो में भाग लेते हुए. And thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have someone from such a passionate club of Indian football because we Bengalis know the role of United Sports Club in Bengal football. So first I have to ask this question: why did the club feel it was the right time to make a move back into national football by playing in the I League second division?
Okay, very important and I would say controversial question to start with. Why important? Because see, it was not the decision that is taken by us basically. Actually, it is based on the last year's Calcutta League performance. As you know, we have done very well. We have done well. That's why we have been chosen. तो actually ये basically हम लोगों का जो better performance है, ये उसी का एक नतीजा है, आप बोल सकते हैं. And at the same point of time, last few years, as you have rightly pointed out, we have not been in the national level football. But at the same point of time, in the various formats, हम लोग national level teams के against खेले हैं. And we have done quite well, I would say.
So ये तो एक बहुत खुशखबरी है कि यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स आर बैक. और एक चीज मैं फैंस को बोलना चाहूंगा, मिस्टर अर्नब ने जो कहा कि इन द मीन टाइम दे हैव प्लेड अ लॉट ऑफ टीम्स फ्रॉम नेशनल लेवल एंड दे हैव परफॉर्म वेल. ये एक बात भी मैं बोलना चाहूंगा, रिसेंट ईयर्स इन द संतोष ट्रॉफी आल्सो most of Bengal's players were only from United Sports, and Bengal have been brilliant in the last few years, and yet they are performing brilliantly this year also. And I hope they have players from United Sports as well this season also. So दूसरे सवाल पे आऊंगा. इट्स अ बिट इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन क्योंकि इन वर्ल्ड फुटबॉल एंड इंडियन फुटबॉल हमने देखा है कि सीईओ एक बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करते हैं इन अ फुटबॉल क्लब. सो व्हाट वाज योर रोल इन United Sports Club being back in the national football circuit as well? So how did you approach it as well personally?
Well, to be very honest with you, the administrators do their job, but it is actually the players on the field at the end of the day. Me as a CEO or the other officials, the officials who are there for a long time, we know some of the names, of course, and they have done extremely well for the Indian football. But still, I would prefer to say that ये players ही है जो हम लोगों को, जो यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स क्लब का जो नाम है, जो हम लोगों का जर्सी है, इसका आइडेंटिफिकेशन है, जो पर्पल ब्रिगेड के नाम से जाना जाता है, it is basically has been done by them only. Okay, yes, unlike the ISL clubs or the big clubs, we are having limitations in our funding, true. As a CEO is not like only you dictate things, you also go into the ground zero and see what is happening over there. So if you ask me what is my role in coming back to I-League, I would not say that I have played any significant role because it is the performance of the players. उन्होंने अच्छा खेला है, उन्होंने दर्शकों का मन जीता है, that's why they are there. And as an administrator, what I used to see, football has moved on. 10 साल पहले जब कोलकाता लीग होता था, लीग से 2-3 महीना पहले you would see in the Bengali newspapers or in the various newspapers, the CFL was a boom. You can remember, normally in rainy season, it would have like ये शुरू होना normally शुरू होता था और everybody used to look into the pages कि कौन सा player कहाँ पे sign किया है. Even the small teams also, so-called small teams, although I do not call anybody as small teams. So, but it's not the same. अभी हम लोग mostly social media पे देखते हैं. All the teams, big teams in India, they have got a proper social media platform to showcase themselves. हम लोग उस जमाने में नहीं रहे कि सुबह उठ के न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, which is a very good habit, but normally what we have is a mobile in our hand, right? So
exactly,
we also felt कि हम लोग का क्लब का जो इतना सारा एक्टिविटीज है, it should have been showcased. So we had a dedicated social media team. I take care of that. On behalf, there are of course there is a very dedicated teams. Okay, someday I will let you know about them. There are people on the ground. Some of them like kit managers, local managers, youth development scouts, the coaches. We have got at least 25 all over scouts and coaches. तो उन लोगों को देखना कैसे काम चल रहा है एंड देन द सीनियर टीम इज देयर तो ये पूरा जो चीज़ें हैं आप बोल सकते हैं एज ए कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑल्सो and there is a football school recent our recent venture with the as we talk we will talk about that also so it's not about only playing Calcutta League not just playing against 5 teams and lose a couple win a couple and then it finishes it's not like that I would say United Sports Club is special because it's 365 days football इवन विथ आवर लिमिटेशंस जितना भी लिमिटेशंस है देखिए हर एक कोई अपने अपने वे में लिमिटेशन से फाइट कर रहा है कोई भी क्लब हो बी इट यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स क्लब और बी इट बिगर क्लब्स और बी इट स्मॉलर क्लब्स देन अस लेकिन विद दोज लिमिटेशंस व्हाट वी हैव ट्राइड इन अ डेडिकेटेड वे हम लोगों ने फुटबॉल को जिंदा रखने का कोशिश किया इस बेल्ट में ताकि फुटबॉल सिर्फ सीनियर फुटबॉल नहीं है कि 4-5 मैच होगा कलकत्ता फुटबॉल में आईएफए शील्ड होगा फिनिश नहीं फुटबॉल मतलब जो 6 ईयर्स से लेके एकदम सीनियर लेवल फुटबॉल तक there are lots and lots of type of competitions what we need to play and slowly you have seen जो भी players हम लोग की तरफ से आगे खेला है most of them are our homegrown players सब बहुत छोटे उम्र से हम लोग के क्लब में खेलता है even in the Santosh Trophy team right now you can see our players those are there with us from nursery league even I can show you their pictures when they were very small so that is not always financially very fruitful but it is it gives us pleasure the pleasure that I cannot explain always so yeah
और एक चीज मैं हर एक फैन को बोलना चाहूंगा एडिंग टू मिस्टर अर्नब्स पॉइंट कि यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स क्लब का एक चीज हमने देखा है कि बहुत सारे आईएसएल क्लब्स के पास भी अब अपना यूथ टीम यूथ डिवीजन और ऐसे टीम्स नहीं है जो बहुत सारे मैचेस खेलती है बट यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स हैव दैट बिकॉज एज बंगालीज वी नो हर एक एज ग्रुप का टीम है एंड दे प्ले अ लॉट ऑफ मैचेस थ्रू आउट द ईयर बीट द लोकल टूर्नामेंट्स और बी द आईएफए और एआईएफएफ जो टूर्नामेंट्स करती है वो भी पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं इन द एज ग्रुप सो मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि completely they have moved off from national circuit but yes in the senior they may not have been but in the youth they have been very relevant in recent years और मिस्टर ऑनम ने पॉइंट आउट भी किया है कि हर उनके बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स ऐसे हैं जो एकदम उनके यूथ से जाके पूरे टीम तक खेल चुके हैं सो आई विल हैव टू आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन कि पिछले कुछ सालों में उतना ज्यादा नेशनल लेवल में नहीं थे यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स एंड देयर वर रीजंस फॉर दैट आई विल नॉट गो इनटू दैट बट इन साल में भी हाउ डिड द प्रोसेस स्टिल कंटिन्यूड क्योंकि बहुत समय ऐसा होता है देखा कि एक क्लब जब प्रोफेशनल लेवल में खेलना छोड़ देती है जूनियर लेवल में भी वो गैप आ जाता है दे जस्ट गिव द दे पुट द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अवे वो इतना पैसा नहीं डालते और ऑल दैट थिंग व्हिच इज हैपनिंग बट हाउ डिड यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स कंटिन्यूड दिस मोमेंटम दिस प्रोडक्शन ऑफ प्लेयर्स कैलकाटा लीग में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करना बार बार नेशनल लेवल जैसे बीच में जब रूरन भी हुआ था एक दो बार उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करना हाउ डिड United Sports continued all that even after moving out from playing in the top division as well without because of a lack of clear plan from AIFF. So,
okay
what is your
very interesting question probably one of the best question that I would love to answer in Indian football what I have seen although there are reputed names those who are thinking about it but the pyramid that how it should be if you see the world football if you see the big clubs they are having a robust youth development system right the clubs who are financially very strong they can purchase any player that they can want but still they have got a very robust youth development system there must be some reason behind that so our club officials have decided that see financially we may not be the best but if we start developing players from very it's like from very small ages and if we can make the age based teams it will not make us a better club but it will also keep a supply line for the rest of the clubs as well you may not have a huge fund to have national level footballers in your senior team but with your proper coaching you can generate the national level players from your youth teams right so you will be surprised to see I would like to invite your team to visit our training ground once that simultaneously you can see so many youth practices team practices are going on. Youth coaches है, at least 15 plus youth coaches है, और ऐसा नहीं कि discrete way में, separated way में coaching हो रहा है. We have a dedicated head coach who is from such a country which we all know. अभी तो खैर बेल्जियम का जो गोल्डन जनरेशन है वो ऑलमोस्ट खत्म होने को है, बट स्टिल वी नो इन द लास्ट 5 to 6 years और 10 years rather what Belgium has been. सो हम लोगों ने फॉलो करने का कोशिश किया, और इससे पहले भी आप अगर देखेंगे कि हम लोगों ने फॉरेन कोचेस को कोशिश किया है इंक्लूड करने के लिए सिस्टम में, बी इट एल्को सैटोरी, बी इट रेमको बोएरे. सो दोज वर रेपुटेड नेम्स. तो उन्होंने हम लोगों को एक चीज सिखाया है कि यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट in the youth first, then automatically the players comes out. You see the Santosh Trophy players right now, you see the players that we have produced earlier, those are our homegrown players. So all this scouting the players from the different, see Bengal, you know, you go anywhere in Bengal you see football. You go into Darjeeling you will see kids playing, you go into Purulia you will see kids playing, you go into Midnapur same story. Of course Calcutta region mein to football hai hi. So you go in the various places and you find footballers. Now you go in, recently I've been to Purulia and our scouts have been into different places. जो छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं ना वो लोग चाहते हैं बेहतर प्लेटफॉर्म, तो जो बड़े क्लब्स हैं उन लोगों के पास उतना टाइम नहीं है उनको देखने का, अनफॉर्चुनेटली. तो व्हाट वी हैव डन इन आवर, वी हैव गॉट 2 ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड्स देयर, वी हैव केप्ट द रेसिडेंशियल फैसिलिटीज, कि अब छोटे से बच्चों को अगर रेसिडेंशियली नहीं रख पाओगे, प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर पाओगे, देन यू कैनॉट मेक ए टीम आउट ऑफ देम. So our coaches used to sit together twice in a month with our head coaches, decide the procedures and give there is a proper reporting system. There is a systematic plan on which we are doing. एक proper way of football है. आप लोगों ने देखा भी होगा कि यूनाइटेड के किड्स जैसे खेलते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं सीनियर लेवल में भी उसको मेंटेन करने का. We have a certain way of playing it. We call it the United way. So yeah, so we have been doing that. If we have, say for an example, we have 100 rupees as a fund, we will make sure that 60% of that goes into youth. Then the rest of them we will try to invest in the seniors. So that is our philosophy, you can say.
And I will add another point, क्योंकि मुझे याद है कि in our channel Elko Shatori, Mr. Elko Shatori आए थे, he did a podcast, and I don't have the clip right now, but in this clip in our channel we have the clip there in the YouTube video. He said that United Sports Club was the only Indian club he worked with that has a clear and conscious plan, where the management which was there was very interested about the whole thing, about the process, how the thing is going. And he said that the most helpful management that he had in India was at United Sports, and he talked about how the management used to communicate with the coach, how the youth team was designed in the way, as you just added, how the youth teams will play in the senior level. We had Mr. Elko Shatori, and he also told, and yes, Mr. Nawab Bhattacharya also came, he also told about all the experiences. And I will just add this point because you told, because he heaped a lot of praise on United Sports. उन्होंने बहुत सारे praise दिए थे कि United Sports के management उनकी बात सुनी थी and all that things which were happening. And as far as I know, पहला जो वर्ल्ड कप in the recent times जो आया था Carlos Hernandez, it was also from United Sports Club only as well. और बहुत सारे talented young players भी उस club में उस समय में थे when they were playing in the I League and recent times. But now coming to a serious question about इंडियन फुटबॉल में, एक जो बड़े चीज के बारे में सब लोग टेंशन करते हैं कि लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबिलिटी, क्योंकि हम देख रहे हैं आईएसएल क्लब्स आर, उन लोगों के पास प्रॉफिट तो नहीं हो रहा है, दे आर इन लूजिंग मनी. इन द आई लीग क्लब आल्सो दे आर हैविंग ट्रबल्स टू गेट द फंड्स, सो स्पॉन्सरशिप भी मेन होती है. क्योंकि मैं ये सवाल कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स क्लब के पास उनका रोबस्ट यूथ सिस्टम है, सो प्रोड्यूसिंग प्लेयर फॉर द फर्स्ट टीम. मैं अगर यूथ प्लेयर्स की बात करूं जो सीनियर टीम में खेलते हैं, इंडियन प्लेयर्स की कोई कमी नहीं है. दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ गुड इंडियन प्लेयर्स जो सीनियर टीम में खेल सकते हैं. सो इन अ लॉन्ग टर्म व्हाट इज द प्लान? क्या ये एक सेल टू बाय का होगा? वी हैव सीन टीम्स लाइक साउथहैम्पटन इन इंग्लैंड की, वो सारे प्लेयर्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं टैलेंट, देन दे सेल देम एंड द प्रॉफिट व्हिच कम्स बैक most of them goes into youth production और कुछ फॉरेनर्स खरीदने में, नया प्लेयर्स खरीदने में, and it's a very good model. Is United Sports trying to do something like that, or are they relying on a possible sponsorship deals जो एटी के मोहन बगान या ईस्ट बंगाल कर रही है कि एक बड़े इन्वेस्टर को लाके they are funding the money? So what is the plan going forward for United Sports? Because unlike the two clubs, United Sports has a very good youth, robust youth system with heavy investment. So it's a question I wanted to ask for a long time.
Okay. Thank you for the question again. I would like to answer this in a little elaborated way, if you allow me.
Not a
See,
problem, not a problem. Go
see,
ahead.
when we see, especially in our state in Bengal, lots of footballers, right? You and I will agree. And you will see lots of local academies, right? Lots of local academies, those who wants to develop. यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स क्लब के पास इतना पैसा तो ऑफकोर्स नहीं है कि उनके पास उतना कैपेबिलिटीज नहीं है कि अक्रॉस द बंगाल जितना भी फुटबॉल हो रहा है सबको मॉनिटर करना, सारी जगह से अच्छे जो टैलेंटेड प्लेयर्स हैं उनको लाना, सारी जगह से नॉट पॉसिबल. We have designed a recent model which is called associate academy model. I would like to explain that. We have got 28 associate academies across Bengal. जो छोटे बड़े academies हैं अपने जगह पे काम करते हैं, deep rooted inside Bengal. But their coaches used to come to us. We have got a common vision how to teach. पहले पढ़ाएंगे ठीक से तभी तो बच्चे अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे. Along with our head coach, along with the things that we already had, and along with other coaches, we used to demonstrate them how to make a proper training session across Bengal. So how it helps us? We know we have got 28 associate academies. At the same point of time, the coaches are teaching them, and those coaches exactly knows how to teach and what to teach. So when we choose a player, say for an example, from Bakura district, we know that he has already been coached in this way, in a certain way. Okay, so this is one associate academy concept. Second is, I would not say it's a profitable way, but still it is a sustainable development for the club, is the football school model. You know, if you take a 6-year kid or 7-year kid, in India, our society is not like that, the parents will certainly allow you to go and play for the whole day. Not like that. Education is must, right? Especially in the middle class. You know, 20, 30 years back, only the middle class Bengali used to play football. That day has gone. So we have included that model, which is called football school model. So what we used to do, education plus football. We try to tie up with different schools. Recently also, we have tied up with Doon Heritage School in Siliguri, and we have our home center here at Shyamnagar also. So what we are doing, education plus football together. You combine with the school, you get your education over there, come to the ground, you have the practices. And there are personality development teachers also, and there are communicative English and all these things which are required nowadays. So this is another model where you can associate a lot of players at a different age groups, having their parents' consent, and they can develop educationally as well as football-wise. Talking about showcasing our club, we have taken at least 15 to 20 trials in various faraway districts from Calcutta, where we have chosen players. Well, some of them are not good enough. Some of them may not be good enough to play at United. Still, we give them a platform where they can develop themselves and can get selection anywhere else also. Next, you know, when you must be a football fan of certain European clubs, you must be having their jerseys. I can proudly say that apart from the big three, which is East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan, come on, these are big names. You and I also are the supporters of some of them. But apart from these three, I think United Sports Club is only club who is having a fan base, where we sell the jerseys, our other things, and the people shows keen interest. In the last 2 years, I would like to tell you that we get frequent messages and calls, and they purchase our jerseys and all these things. These do not give us a huge profit, but this gives us a mileage. You know, a United Sports Club T-shirt is now everywhere in this state. So when we go into the ground, we see suddenly someone is wearing that in the stands. It gives us a different kind of feeling, you know. And they also feel that we are the part of this extended family. So people can recognize this club as their club, apart from the big three, of course. So, and of course, we are talking to the sponsors. Our Premier B team, that is Patachakra. See, we can say it is United Sports Reserve team as well, or the development team. Unfortunately, in Indian football, means like in Bengal, you cannot have same two names, right? So that is known as Patachakra, but that is nothing but United. We are having sponsors. Haldia-based company, Mamonia and Ashiana Group, I would like to thank them. So they are coming on to support that particular club. So our development team is now having sponsors, and I believe sooner rather than later, since we are playing on a higher level and we'll be facing better teams now, we will also get sponsors. And I'm trying my level best, and other officials are also trying their level best on this. So I can tell you these things like associate academy, football school, our youth development, the elite teams which will play the youth I leagues, uh, followed by followed by this education, the all on 360-degree development, you can say, along with this merchandise and all. So yeah, so these all these things we are trying, and hopefully very quickly we'll get some kind of sustainability on that, financial sustainability.
और एक चीज जो मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी कि इन इंडियन फुटबॉल, यूरोपियन फुटबॉल में हर टाइम देखते कि सिस्टर क्लब्स होते हैं, दे आर ऑल एसोसिएट क्लब्स, क्योंकि अब अगर चेल्सी के पास वितेसे है, लिवरपूल है, सम लाइक अ ट्रेंड वेयर दे कैन लोन प्लेयर्स, इंडियन फुटबॉल में ज्यादा होता नहीं. सो यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स हैविंग अ क्लब लाइक पाठो चक्र, जो जो वो भी एक रेप्यूटेड नाम है इन बंगाल फुटबॉल. सो दे आर बीइंग द सिस्टर क्लब. ये जो एक मॉडल है जो 360 डेवलपमेंट, इट्स हार्डली हैपेंस. और एक चीज जो मैं पूछना चाहूंगा, आपने तो क्वेश्चन कर ही दिया आंसर, भाई यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स के पास दे हैव देयर ओन फैन बेस. क्योंकि जब वो कैलकट लीग अपने पीक में था, अब तो कैलकट लीग बहुत टोन डाउन हो गया इन द रिसेंट फ्यू इयर्स, बट कैलकट लीग में हम देखते थे कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम द बिग थ्री, यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स के पास फैन तो होते ही थे, एंड दे यूज्ड टू कम इन द स्टेडियम्स. और एक बार तो मोहन बगान और यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स, देन दे वर कॉल्ड द चिराग यूनाइटेड, बहुत अच्छा मैच हुआ था, एंड इट वाज डिसाइडेड ऑन द लास्ट डे कि कौन चैंपियन होगा. सो इन द रिसेंट फ्यू इयर्स यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स उतना ज्यादा खेली नहीं. सो व्हाट वाज द रिएक्शन फ्रॉम द फैंस जब उन्होंने सुना कि आई लीग 2 में यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स खेल रही है, एंड देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट इट कैन मूव इनटू द आई लीग? तो होता ही रहता है. सो व्हाट वाज द फर्स्ट रिएक्शन फ्रॉम द फैंस? व्हाट वाज द रिएक्शन? क्या वो लोग फोन किए थे, क्या वो लोग दे केम एंड सेड दैट दे वर वेरी हैप्पी दैट दे फाइनली दे कैन सी देयर क्लब अगेन ऑन द हायर स्टेज?
Okay, I would say three kind of different kind of reactions. One is on social media, one is on, of course, the conventional way, phones and all, and one is the physical reaction, the way the people react when you are traveling. So first thing first, the social media. You know, in our social media, we try to develop it organically without boosting. So you will see in those posts also the kind of blessings basically. ये आशीर्वाद ही है उन लोगों का, जो हम लोग को यहाँ पे इस पर्टिकुलर मतलब अचानक से ये ऑप्शन हम लोग के पास आ गया, जो हम लोग पिछले साल अच्छा खेले थे उसके अकॉर्डिंगली. सो न्यूमरस फोन कॉल्स. नॉर्मली माय नंबर इज गिवन एवरीवेयर to communicate. I think I had at least 3,000 phone calls within 2-3 days, and I hardly have any time to take all the calls. I would like to apologize on my behalf, although I try to take most of them. And the messages, well, countless. And the physical reactions. You know, there is a certain age group जो थोड़ा सा सीनियर है, जो हम लोग जैसे इतना एंड्रॉइड फोन यूज नहीं करते हैं. But the way they give the blessings when you go into the ground, when you're just about to step in the ground, the way they used to give their blessings to us, I think ये बहुत खुशनसीब ही कोई होगा जो इतना blessing किसी को मिला. तो यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स क्लब, I think, apart from the big three, is the most supported club in Bengal without a doubt.
हमारे पॉडकास्ट में जो भी आता है अबाउट इंडियन फुटबॉल, बी इट द फ्रॉम द क्लब्स, बी इट द प्लेयर्स और बी इट द कोचेस, हर एक बात बोलते हैं कि क्लब्स हमें देखने को मिलते हैं कि उतना ज्यादा फैन एक्टिविटी नहीं करते, एंड द फर्स्ट फैंस ऑफ द क्लब आर एक्चुअली द बॉयज हु प्ले इन द यूथ साइड्स. कि यूथ साइड में जो खेलते हैं बाद में वही फैन होते हैं, एंड द फैन बेस इंक्रीजेस. हम बंगाल फुटबॉल में इन दिस मोमेंट वी आर सीइंग अ ड्राउट ऑफ फैंस, क्योंकि एटी के मोहन बगान हम जानते हैं द प्रॉब्लम व्हिच इज हैपनिंग, लेट्स कीप दैट साइड, ज्यादा फैंस नहीं जा रहे हैं इन द फील्ड. ईस्ट बंगाल, due to the bad performance, most of the people are not actually going into the field, or gallery soon they are not filled. But एक मोमेंट है जब बंगाल फुटबॉल में एक वॉइड है अबाउट अ टीम विच इज वर्थ चीयरिंग. सो क्या यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट इस बारे में देख रही है कि कैसे अपना फैन बेस इंक्रीज किया जाए? क्योंकि आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट मोमेंट टू इंक्रीज फैंस, क्योंकि बहुत सारे यहाँ पे कंप्लेंट्स आ रही है कि द लोकल प्लेयर्स आर नॉट गेटिंग अ चांस. होता है कोलकाता क्लब, बट उतना ज्यादा लोकल गाइज फ्रॉम बंगाल डजंट प्ले फ्रॉम बाकुरा, बर्धमान, शिलीगुड़ी, एंड इवन फ्रॉम कैलकाटा इटसेल्फ उतने ज्यादा प्लेयर्स नहीं खेलते. बट यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स हैव एवरीथिंग. दे हैव लोकल प्लेयर्स, लोकल फैन बेस, एक लोकल मैनेजमेंट, एंड दे डू इट एवरीथिंग ऑर्गेनिकली. तो क्या यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स अपना फैन बेस को इंक्रीज करने की कुछ सोच रही है इंडियन फुटबॉल? क्योंकि आई थिंक दे हैव अ ब्रिलियंट चांस ऑफ गेनिंग न्यू एज फैंस इन इंडियन फुटबॉल एज वेल.
Well, two things. Let's be honest that those who are supporting the big three, those are by blood, they are the supporters.
Yes,
Okay,
actually,
so
at the 100%.
that cannot be changed. So they are big names. When you play against, actually, when you play against them, you can see at how big they are. Okay, so those three we have to keep aside. They are big names. Come on. We are also the supporters of some of them, of course, deep in our heart, isn't it? Let's not reveal the names. Anyway, uh, but apart from those three, I can see a void. What kind of void? The, the club that people can actually talk to, can give their suggestions. So you have seen numerous times हम लोगों ने सोशल मीडिया पे ये ऑप्शन रखा कि आप बोलो आप कैसा देखना चाहते हो क्लब को और ये जो सोशल मीडिया में थोड़ा बहुत चेंजेस हो रहा है ये जो क्लब के टी शर्ट्स मग्स कीडिंग्स वगैरह आ रहे हैं ये उन्हीं का ये सजेशन था कि क्यों आप ये नहीं कर रहे हो तो ये हम लोग का ये ओपन माइंडेड मैनेजमेंट है जो कि सोचते हैं कि ओ देयर इज अ मैसेज कि आप लोगों ने थोड़ा तो टाइम निकाल के लिखा होगा ना आपके पास ऑप्शन था चेल्सी का मैच देखने का मैन सिटी को देखने का मेसी रोनाल्डो को देखने का वी आर हैविंग ऑल द ऑप्शंस फिर भी आप लोगों ने थोड़ा टाइम निकाल के यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स को कुछ सजेशन दिया तो वी टेक दो सजेशंस एज आवर ओन we take them as we consider our fans as our own and whenever our players go into the ground we actually recognize our fans हम लोग का ऐसा भी फैंस है जो हम लोग के साथ ट्रैवल करते हैं इस साल का ही 2-3 इंसिडेंट एक बहुत ही अच्छा इंसिडेंट मैं बताऊंगा कैनिंग स्टेडियम का तो आई वॉज देयर इन द स्टैंड्स ओके आई डू नॉट स्टे इन द फील्ड नॉर्मली आई स्टे इन द स्टैंड्स mostly behind the goal post because where you can see the formations and all so I could see a big hoarding behind me big hoarding and normally what happens is the hoarding is because of the big ISL players isn't it so in the Canning Stadium it was completely packed unfortunately we lost the game against Arians but suddenly I saw the hoardings who is the player I could see it was our player okay so they are also becoming big names with time I can see the people are running after them and clicking selfies with them सो ये एक शोमैनशिप है मैंने देखा है हम लोग का यूट्यूब चैनल है यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स टीवी उसमें हम लोग उस स्टोरीज को लाने का कोशिश करते हैं जो कि आपको भी मेरा ये एक सजेशन रहेगा कि एक बार टाइम निकाल के देखने के लिए कि वी शो द स्टोरीज कि कितने स्ट्रगल के साथ फुटबॉल भारत के कोने कोने से प्लेयर्स स्ट्रगल करते हैं और बड़े होने का कोशिश करते हैं इन स्पाइट ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट वी आर सो फार बिहाइंड एंड वन मोर आंसर दैट आई हैवंट गिवन अर्लियर yes we may not be financially the best but we can sell our players we can produce generate and sell our players recently our players couple of our players you can see in one of the best teams of I League I'm not telling the names they have got recently got transferred with the transfer money this concept in Indian football is not very old so this transfer money concept when you generate good quality players automatically the people will get attracted and they will be sold to bigger teams and with that money we can again go back to the youth and can generate more and more players so that model is of course I love youth development all the senior officials love the same and we will continue to work in this way
And पहली बात ये है कि I will watch all those videos and secondly as you said Shourab तो यहाँ पे है वो he will also talk about you that we will want to visit your academy and try to make a video on that how it everything goes and he will talk about but as for the last question of the day what is the long term goal of the club क्योंकि club का क्या long term goal होगा is the club deciding then if chance comes क्योंकि अब तो playing the ISL has been achievable क्योंकि आप ISL खेल के I League जीत के you can play so if an opportunity arises कि United Sports उनके पास quality है even if they take 2 or 3 years time they will eventually win the I League and I know and I'm not saying because you are on the show but I know from Bengal perspective I know that United Sports Club will win I League. So, what is the long-term plan? Youth academies, we all know it will go continuous, robust. But is the club ready if opportunity arises? Can they play in the I League and ISL as well? So, what is your answer on this?
Well, it doesn't matter how much youth development you do. What I have understood in few days' time in football, as long as your senior team is not performing very, very well, all your projects will not be successful. Number one. So today we are talking about United Sports Club because it is going to play on a higher level, right? So first target is to have a stable finance. So I would take this opportunity to give this invitation to everyone who loves football to come and invest on this particular field because Without a stable finance, you cannot make a good team, and without a good team, you cannot succeed on a higher level. That's one thing. And second is, of course, if we have got this chance to play, we will try our level best to do our best, because Bengal needs a fourth team to be on a higher level, so that more and more players can play on that higher level. And the target will be to make a very strong team, compete against the best, which we have already done in the past. This purple jersey everyone knows. So to keep that reputation once again, to keep the flag over there where it was in our previous days. And yeah, and to, of course, to continue the youth development system. And who knows, when the opportunity comes, we can win a silverware or two.
So, captains, that was all for today. A big thanks to Mr. Arnab Bhuming for being with us today. So, guys, please like and subscribe our channel so that we can bring more Indian football content for you guys. So, until then, it's goodbye from Armband.